Big things coming. That brings us to News or Snooze, presented by Christopher William Jewelers. Bennett will give 3 quotes. I'll say if they're newsworthy or snoozeworthy. Take us away.
All right, this is from Heaven Bristow. This one was, I forget who tweeted it, so my apologies. This was
Connor, I believe his name is, the new WHSV guy.
Yes, okay. This is from Heaven Bristow. She says, I am a human. So the press conference ended, and then she asked them to turn the cameras back on to say something else. She says, I'm a human being. I see everything you guys say on social media. That's all. Thank you.
Newsworthy, and I'm very interested to know who she's talking about.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to speculate too much on it, so I'll just say newsworthy. Treat athletes fairly.
Okay, this one from Coach O, which I've alluded to. This is after the App State game when they had 4,000 fans. I've never been one to beg and whine. It's just if you come watch that game, I would think you'd want to come back.
Newsworthy, like you said, I think the women's basketball team is a fun watch. It's a great time. I want to try and find a time to get up to Harrisonburg to catch a game. The Troy game last season was amazing. And sometimes those have better energy than the men's games.
Here's a question for you. Do you think they're getting a tough end of the stick here with some of the Sunbelt TV scheduling windows? Or I guess not even TV, just scheduling.
I'm going to, kind of build upon that. I know we hate the CAA for good reason, but I think the way that they had scheduling for basketball was superior, where it was a Thursday, Friday. So men's, women's, or women's, men's. I forget how it went, but they rotated the days. So men, women. So men's would play Thursday, Saturday. Women would play Friday, Sunday. Because there are times when, you only got one TV or maybe a TV and a laptop or whatever. But one of them's getting like major treatment and the other one's not. And then sometimes they're playing at the same exact time. And so I don't fully blame people for choosing one thing over the other. Like, I think the scheduling needs a little bit of a fix for the Sun Belt.
Yeah, that was a good point when you brought that up when we were talking offline a few days ago. Is at the CAA you could watch the women at home on a Sunday and the men the day before at home on a Saturday. The double headers are kind of tough. I don't know how many people are really staying for both games, especially if it's at 2:00 and then a 6:00.
That's a lot of basketball.
Yeah, that's a lot. Maybe you come back. I don't know, but it's a ton to do. They've had some other ones like what the women played home Thursday against Marshall, but the men were on the road against ODU. You probably got some people who go to Norfolk for the game, or they want to watch the men, so then they don't go to the women's game and they watch both, which is I watched both, but was kind of flipping between, like you said. Tough spot if you got both teams playing at the same time on the same day.
Also, I'm sure if there's any SIDs listening to this, they'll correct me if I'm wrong in saying this, but that seems like it spreads the department thin.
Probably. It's kind of got to be a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah. So.
All right. Last quote here. I didn't do any Lions quotes this week for obvious reasons. This is from Mark Byington after the App State.
Wait. You didn't want to have the Dan Campbell quote of him saying, we may never get back here again?
Could be true. All right. Mark Byington. We competed. We played hard. We played the right way as far as our mentality and our attacking, but we've got to play a little smarter in some areas.
I feel like every time they lose, he says the same thing. It's newsworthy, but like, play smarter then.
Here's a question for you. Have they been taking bad shots all year and we were blinded because they didn't lose? Or are they playing such bad teams that it's easier to get good shots? Like, why does the shot selection in conference play just seem like it? Or it's because maybe they're just missing them? I don't know.
Well, I think the shot selection looked bad against App State because 12 of them ended up in the first row.
So are they you think they're taking worse shots?
No, I'm trying to think of a way to word this. I don't think they're playing as well as they can. And I think in terms of shots, so yes, kind of to answer your question a long-winded way, I think playing worse teams, you get better shots. So like when you make that extra pass and you're swinging around the perimeter, Julian Wooden gets wide open to just splash it home. Friedel gets wide open to splash it home. Against an App State team, they're recovering, they're closing out, and they're making that a little bit more difficult. When you're running off of the off-ball screen, you're taking maybe one more elbow to the chest, one more elbow to the side, something like that, where you're tired when you get to your spots so that you don't have as much energy that you're expecting. All of these factors around a basketball game, right? So I think JMU is really, really, really good against bad teams. And I think they're fine against good teams. And I think that is because when you're playing a good team, the shot creation is more difficult. The defense is better. So I don't think it's that they're just taking bad shots all the time. I think it's against good teams. They struggle because it's hard to play good college basketball teams.
I think that's fair.
But man, those are some dumb shots against App State.
Some questionable looks.
I just wanted some drives and kickouts, man. Is that too much to ask?
No, I mean, just bring in Kim Caldwell for a week. Let her work her magic.
They also started their little run with the full court press. Can I say a hot take?
Yeah.
Well, I just wish teams ran full court press more often.
It's so fun.
If I was a coach, I would run full court press all game.
It's so fun.
I think I've said that on this podcast.
You're lying, yeah.
I don't see why. Remember when I tried to get Chaos lives here, like how Havoc lives here with VCU?
We started Shaka Smart Rumors, I think.
No, I wanted our defense to be called Chaos.
You didn't even want Shaka. You just wanted to rip off Havoc.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And I wanted our defense to be called Chaos. Because when
you were worried about the branding of the defense.
When you watch the defense sometimes, it feels like absolute, utter chaos.
All right.
And somehow it turns out with a turnover.
Could we just start saying that?
I have. No one picked up on it, so I stopped.
I'll try to bring it back. I'll start being like, wow, JMU's defense is chaotic.
No,
creating chaos.
Chaotic might be it. I like the hard C there.
Yeah.